A Florida man gets a restraining order for attacking his wife with chicken wings. A Florida man stole donuts out of the bear trap. A Florida woman pepper sprayed her ex, and a Florida man broke into a home claiming he's a ghost. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News. They are all from the state of Florida. That's right, it's Florida Friday on Weird AF News. All of the weird news, well, that I feel like doing on this Friday episode from the state of Florida, our favorite place. A Florida man receives a restraining order after attacking his wife with chicken wings. Yeah, she got wing-dinged, poor lady. She got dinged by some wings. That could be very dangerous. And it'll ruin your clothing, especially if there's sauce on the wings. There usually is. It's usually spicy. That 5-alarm sauce can do some damage, too, if it gets in your eyeballs or crawls up your nasal passage. That's some spicy shit right there. Let's find out what happened. This is a waste of chicken wings, by the way. I'm just going to say. Florida man Robbie Audette, 40 years old, sales representative in Florida. Life is really good for him. He's surrounded with wives and chicken wings. Good for him. His estranged wife is hoping to make this temporary restraining order that she got permanent because she doesn't approve of being attacked with chicken wings. She also, like me, feels that it's a waste of the wings, and perhaps it hurt her. Let's keep reading and find out. The Wildwood, Florida police were called at 9:30 p.m. to the couple's home. The wife told the police that she and Robbie had been at a party. It was a Florida party. There were chemicals involved. They returned home and an argument broke out. Over what? Who's going to eat the wings? Nope. The argument was over Robbie's lover. He's got a side chick. And the side chick doesn't bother the wife as much as being struck with sauce-covered chicken wings. The wife claimed that her husband wanted to go out and meet this other woman. Robbie admitted he received a text from his, quote, lover, but claimed that the lover contacted him in order to tell him to tell his wife to stop texting her. Robbie says his wife is jealous about the lover. These are Florida relationships, guys. Don't try and wrap your head around what's going on. You never can. Now, the report says that in the midst of the argument, Robbie told his wife that he was going back out with his friends and needed money. It's a strange request in the middle of an argument with your wife. I'm going out with my friends. Could I get $20? Could I get $20 for beers? Hun, please, please. During the argument, the wife took his phone. Now, that really angered Robbie, and he grabbed the nearest thing to him, which was a box of takeout chicken wings, and threw it at his wife. The wife still had sauce from the chicken wings on her neck and her chin when the officers arrived at the home. It says after being struck with the chicken wings, the wife ran into the bedroom, hid in a closet. I don't blame her. After you're struck with chicken wings, you have to wonder what's going to come next. Is he also going to throw the carrots and celery and ranch at you? It's quite possible. Or maybe that blue cheese, which is really bad if it gets in your hair. It says here the Florida wife used her phone to record a portion of the argument, including Robbie banging on the door using some vulgar language. He demanded entry into the closet and threatened to physically harm his wife. The only other information from this article is that it says the couple's baby was at home during the altercation. That's it, which is terrible early life imprinting for the baby. Now this baby's going to grow up thinking that chicken wings are a weapon rather than a delicious bar treat, you know? Still doesn't say the flavor of the wings. I'm very curious on what they could be. Honey barbecue, that's probably my favorite. I'm okay with a dry rub as well. If you're going to throw wings at someone, try to do it with a dry rub. That way there's no sauce involved in the clothing, because it can ruin a clothing and get in your eyeballs, as I said earlier. An unhoused Florida man ate the donuts out of a bear trap. I'm saying unhoused Florida man because you're not supposed to say homeless Florida man anymore, apparently. I'll get canceled out of my closet if I say homeless. So we're going to call this guy unhoused, just to be respectful. Okay, there's a backstory to this. All right. In downtown Orlando, Florida, a small black bear was spotted in a park. All right. This occurred in the wee hours of Sunday morning. According to witnesses, the bear was loafing around in the park and then climbed an oak tree 50 feet off the ground where it was hanging out all afternoon. It attracted a crowd Fish and wildlife officials were called in, and they were asked to tranquilize the bear, but they decided no. Given how high up the tree the bear was, if they were to tranquilize the bear, it could fall to its death. So they were doing something more humane by leaving a trap at the base of the tree. They stocked the trap with donuts in order to lure the bear in the evening after the park had closed and the crowds had died down, with the idea that they could then remove the bear in the trap the next day safely and then bring it someplace else, all in a safe manner. Well, their plans were foiled by an unhoused Florida man. Yes, according to Commissioner Sheehan, an unhoused individual helped themselves to the bear snacks before the bear could even be lured in. This individual ate all of the donuts. Doesn't say what kind of donuts were left for the bear. I hope it wasn't that Hostess crap. We shouldn't be feeding the bears that Hostess junk. It was probably something from Donut King. Those donuts are amazing. You know, even a housed individual would dip into a live bear trap for some Donut King donuts. Am I right? Yeah, you love them. I love them. You know, the glazed is one of my faves. Nonetheless, because the trap was empty when the bear came down from the tree, it simply wandered off eastward from the park. And the bear has since been spotted adjacent to Osphere Restaurant. And the fish and wildlife officials have returned to the park in an attempt to trap the bear again. City employees are also asking everyone nearby to please refrain from eating the bait that's in their bear traps, if you could. They never thought they'd have to make this announcement to tell humans to not eat the bait in a bear trap. But you have to tell Florida men these days, you don't go in a bear trap, don't go near it. Apparently the look of the bear trap isn't enough to scare them off. They really like donuts, but you have to just factor in Florida men in all of your plans down there, which is hard to factor in because they're very unpredictable, these Florida men. A really cool plot twist would be if the bear was the Florida man in a costume. That'd be amazing. Yay! A Florida woman is arrested for pepper spraying her ex-boyfriend. This is another love story out of Florida. A woman faces multiple charges, including cyber stalking, burglary, assault. She allegedly pepper sprayed her ex-boyfriend who, quote, refused to communicate with her. I wonder why he would refuse to communicate with her. What could it be about her that would make him not want to communicate? Could it be the burglary? Could it be the pepper spray in his eyes? What could it be? According to the arrest report, the victim contacted the Coconut Creek Police Department. Coconut Creek sounds like a lovely place to live. Nope. He reported his ex-girlfriend, identified as Melissa Rodriguez, age 21, of Boca Raton. He's saying that she confronted and assaulted him while he attempted to enter his vehicle. Well, I mean, that was his big mistake, to get in the vehicle and not stop to communicate. Don't drive off. I just want to communicate. I just want to communicate. I just want to. Yeah, what's in your hand there? What is that, a weapon? It says here, Rodriguez, the Florida woman, previously was banned from the property. For what? I can't imagine why. What did she do? What's she into? Could it be the burglary, the cyber stalking? What would get her kicked off the property? Despite being banned from the entire community, the victim told police that Rodriguez snuck her way into the community and confronted him as he approached his vehicle. The victim told the police he attempted to enter his car and close the door. That's when Rodriguez forcibly prevented him from doing so and then intentionally sprayed an unknown substance into his eyes. No, I think we know what that substance is. It's either mace or it's pepper spray, or it's Floridaman saliva, which I heard is very acidic and will burn your skin off. Maybe it was alligator body fluids. I don't know, is that a weapon? Can that be weaponized? Anything that can be weaponized in Florida will be weaponized. The report shows the victim suffered extreme burning, severe redness, irritation, temporary loss of vision due to the attack, and couldn't perform karaoke that afternoon. I made up that last part. Coconut Creek Fire Rescue arrived and administered medical treatment for his terrible injuries. After recovering, the victim explained to the police that following the couple's breakup in late 2022, he blocked her on all social media platforms and even instructed his cell phone provider to restrict calls and texts from her number. However, Melissa had for months been repeatedly contacting him from different phone numbers, really harassing this poor guy. Now, like all of these Florida crime stories, they come with a mugshot. This mugshot happens to be of Florida woman Melissa Rodriguez, who's just in love and trying to make it work. To me, it looks like she should have been arrested for her eyebrows, first and foremost. These are what I would describe as attack eyebrows. Yeah. If you're all alone in a room with these eyebrows, just start finding where the exit might be, because you're going to get attacked. These eyebrows say, I don't like you, and I'm going to spray you. She also has the face of someone that doesn't regret this whatsoever. She's extremely calm. She looks like, you know what? You let me out of here. I'm doing it again. I'm going to do it again. You see these eyebrows? I'm coming for you. He's pretty lucky, though, the Florida man in this story, because at least, he still has his penis intact, because, these spiteful gals are not above lopping off your member with a machete these days. Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record and edit on your phone or your computer, distribute it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video podcasting options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, as I said, free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. A Florida man broke into a home while the family was eating dinner and claimed he was a ghost. Fort Myers, Florida. A Fort Myers family had an unexpected visitor for dinner on Thursday evening. The McCaslins were sitting down for supper when all of a sudden a random man came barging in the front door. Did you not have your door locked, McCaslins? Are you not aware of the state that you are eating dinner in? Everything must be locked in Florida. I mean, have we not learned any lessons? Here's a quote from Brian McCaslin. McCaslin? I don't think I'm saying it right, but who gives a damn? This guy only had a bathing suit on, no shoes or anything else. Nothing. Brian was at the dinner table with his 2 teenage daughters when they heard what they thought was knocking at the door. As I walked out of the dining area that we were eating dinner in, there was an individual in my living room, kind of near the front door area, proceeding to advance inside my house. I mean, he was in my house. Surprised at what he was seeing. I don't know why he was surprised. This is the state of Florida where people will take off all their clothes and walk into your home just to make waffles. I mean, this is or take a shower. Super common. Or use your pool. Very common. McCaslin said the encounter became even stranger once the man opened his mouth. Well, that's when he started to tell me that he was a ghost. Yeah, he said he was a ghost and that I shouldn't be able to see him. He was pretty surprised and shocked that I could see him. He thought he was walking around. He thought nobody could see him. He thought he was a ghost. Now, Brian, barely able to believe what he was witnessing in his own living room, tried to get the man back out the front door that he came through. I could tell his behavior was not normal. Who knows what this person might do if they have a chance to think? I couldn't give him a chance to think. After causing the scene inside, the man who claims his name is Kevin ran outside to where a crew was cutting down a tree. He jumped into one of their trucks and locked himself inside the truck. This obviously surprised the tree trimmers who were just trying to trim some trees. In Florida, not an easy task, given the amount of iguana that live inside trees. You're bound to get some iguana claw in your face when you're trying to trim the trees, I'd imagine. Oh, they tried to coax him out, but he told the tree trimmers that he doesn't have a home, and he's going to make the truck his home. Doesn't say whether or not he was surprised that the tree trimmers could see him, but I'd imagine he's still running that ghost game. He's probably still surprised the tree trimmers could see him. After some coaxing, they were able to get the man out of the truck where he ran away, still wearing nothing but his bathing suit. McCaslin called the Lee County Sheriff's Office to file the report. He now wants deputies to find this man, but does not want to press charges. He says, hopefully we can just find this individual and get them the help that they need. Well, good luck finding a ghost, man. I mean, that's not easy. You're going to have to get the Ghostbusters involved. But I like where McCaslin's going with this. He feels bad for these people. like me, doesn't think jail is the proper place for such a person. He does need to lock his doors, though. McClassen, if you're listening, lock up your shit, man. Come on, what's wrong with you? Hey, my loyal listeners, thanks for spending another Friday with Weird AF News and the Florida Friday episode. Thanks to everyone who sent me Florida Friday stories. You can always send me articles to funnyjones@gmail.com, or you can slide them into my DMs on Instagram @funnyjones as well. I have a website, weirdafnews.com, where you can go to buy Jonesy a coffee or join the Patreon if you'd like to support the show. Or you can go to patreon.com/weirdafnews or download the Patreon app on your smartphone and just do a search for Weird AF News. And it's like buying Jonesy a cup of coffee every month, like a subscription service. And you get extra weird content that I put in the Patreon. And you get to be part of that nice little Patreon crew that we have in there. Wonderful individuals, big fans of the show as well. If you want to call the show, it's 646-450-2012 is the number. Leave a message if you'd like. I'll publish the voicemails eventually. Just please don't drop any F-bombs, okay? Lastly, I got some shows in Hollywood all weekend long. If you're in the area, please refer to my Instagram @funnyjones and come by and say hi. I always love to meet listeners. Get a shot. I love to get shots with listeners. Maybe engage in some cannabis intake after the show in the parking lot or something like that. I'm into that. I'm a friendly guy. What can I say? I'm a friendly guy. I'm not Florida friendly, which is, walk into your house without my shoes on and that kind of thing. But, friendly nonetheless. Anyways, look, I hope you're having a lovely weekend, or you had one, or you're about to have one. And yeah, be safe. Have fun. And good luck with your life, man.